Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of this week's CBSI Hot 10 list for 9/11/2020. Of course, we got the one and only Ben Stein here. Welcome, Ben Stein, over there. We got the one and only Mighty Mel V here. And unfortunately, Bird City crew could not be here tonight, so we called in the Drunken Chat crew. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the first time on Hot 10 is Lucas Fashina and Ultra Maximus. Thank you guys. Much love. If you guys, you already know, you guys should be watching Hot 10. Drunken Chat, son. You guys should be over there. Subscribe. Get over there. You guys are missing a lot of great info that, especially these two guys, Lucas and Ultra Maximus, are just dropping some serious heat over there. So
Gems.
Yeah.
So I promise Ben that we're gonna be on a super tight behavior while we're on the Hot 10. The Bakary is in about an hour on the Drunken Chat. But,
I didn't promise to sign shit, so I'm just saying, y'all might want to mute me down. Because I've been drinking for a long time, so I'm just saying. So let's
This is pregame.
Yeah, this is pregame. All right, gentlemen. Before we start, I do, of course, want to give a big shout out to the missing crew, the Bird City crew, Bird City Comics. Thank you to them for all that they do. Make sure you guys go check out Facebook.com/Bird City Comics. Go get yourselves an Infinity Frame. Check out their live stuff. They're doing family stuff tonight. They have some Pop Warner football meetings that they have to, when you're a coach of a Pop Warner team, I don't know how you could sell comic books at the same time. So much love to them. And of course, everybody, about Drunken Chat, son. You know where these guys are from. You guys know who these guys are. Make sure you guys go subscribe. And what do you say we get into the list tonight, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
Hey, Brian, before we do, JJ Maxwell's on the chat. He said, I didn't know I want a book. Yes. Yeah, I've got it sitting right here, man. It's been sitting on my desk for like 2 weeks. So shoot me your address.
Hey, JJ Maxwell just stepped out of the DeLorean, man. He's like, I don't have IG yet. Well, welcome to the future, my man. 2020. And you better get on that, man.
Hey, and
it cost you a whole 0-0.
Right, right.
You better get on it.
If whoever stays around for the whole show, you got to be on the show at the end when we get to number 1. We're gonna give away another Greg Horn, Gorgeous Enchantress.
Ooh, hold on. Let me get you live up in here.
Yeah, so we're gonna give this away at the end of the show. So, but you got to be live. So we'll do something probably random, and then but you got to be there to.
So you guys know what that means. That means you guys need to be live in the chat tonight. Throw up some good comments, and throughout the whole show, and you might get a chance at winning that book. So hell yeah! All right. Let's get into it this tonight, guys. We'll start with our Golden Age book. Well, not really Golden Age book. I guess I call it the Golden Age slot for this, but it's not necessarily Golden Age, is it? Labor is a Partner. This is an interesting one because this is the kind of right up my alley of the weird books that I like to collect. This is kind of like a book they gave away for free for people who was this a military book, Ben?
I'm not really sure exactly. There's not a whole lot of information on this out there, and it's pretty rare. Like there's only like 3 graded copies, maybe 4, and there's only like 2 graded sales ever. So it's pretty hard to find, but yeah, it's like an anti-communism. It came out in the 40s.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Propaganda fighting comics. Yep,
that's exactly what it sounds like. Like, wait, what's going on here? Labor. That's what we talk about. Freaking third world. Freaking Russian. Freaking. I need to get some toilet paper in exchange for work. What's going on here? So is this going to be turned into like adopted for something, or is it just like somebody found it, or what's going on with this?
I think it's just a cool book, right?
Yeah, and pretty rare. And I mean, some of those books from like back in the 40s that were like Like you've seen some like anti-drug books that they gave away in schools, and there's some weird stuff, for some of those things. But man, this one sold for $1,000 raw, and it was probably it was like a 6.0 maybe copy.
I would have seen this in the box and just passed by. It's like, what the fuck?
Yep. And what year's this book from again?
Like 48, 49, something like that.
So I assume there were still probably paper shortages and things were still being recycled, which is the reason why a lot of the older books are really rare, is because that was the first thing that Mom threw in a recycling thing for the war efforts. So, all the comic books were turned in for paper in the 30s and 40s. I just don't know how late into the 40s that stuff actually continued.
Yeah, so February 1st, 1949. So some greedy bastard kept it in his freaking basement instead of freaking helping out the war effort.
In a filing cabinet. Well, no, and 49 is past the end of World War II, so we only have a couple of conflicts to worry about post that time.
Yeah, the Korean War was around that time.
You guys know that I love these type of books, and one of the books that I think I've talked about on one of the shows is who's the famous EC Comics guy? Gaines, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
His very first professional work in comics was a STD comic book that was handed out to troops during World War II, I believe. It was to tell them, hey, keep it in your pants because these are the horrors of war.
It was very conflicting images because on one hand you're sending them photos of Betty Page and Marilyn Monroe, then the other one hey, don't do anything about it.
Yes.
Come on now.
And we've talked about the famous war books on many Flipside shows before, so I love this type of book. But the next one this week, the next honorable mention, of course, is a must to have on this list this week, and that is the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 36 homage that came out about a week after 9/11. Is that when this came out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I keep seeing this popping up. It's like every 9/11 that keeps popping up. So, I mean, if you can get a hold of it, get your hand on it for cheap, absolutely grab it, because every single year I keep seeing this freaking popping up.
I see this was signed by Stan Lee, Ramada.
Yes. And there's also a newsstand that exists that's even more desirable,
and some foreign copies.
Was this variant, or was this just a straight up book?
That was just the regular cover.
So why isn't there more out there?
Why aren't there more out there?
Yeah,
I think most people just want this book for themselves. I don't think it's leaving many. I think it's in a lot of personal collections. But you also have to think that at that time, Spider-Man wasn't huge, wasn't massively ordered like it is today. I mean, it was kind of in that lull time, it was not the greatest of stories back then, and I don't know, it just this day, just for me, for a lot of the younger guys, they don't even know how that was. I mean, my daughter will never really understand it. And even a lot of the collectors that are, right around 30, I mean, they were only 10 years old then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to believe that it was that long ago, but
that's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, damn, it's about to be 20 years next year.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy. My mom was still alive. It was just, that whole day was just crazy. The how I found out about it, I was listening to Howard Stern, and they were talking about people jumping out the building. What the fuck is going on? And I put on 10-10 wins. I was like, oh, shit. And then when that second plane hit, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody live listening right now knows exactly where they were if they were alive on that day. It's definitely a day in infamy, and it's just a very good pick for an honorable mention.
Absolutely.
Definitely a good PC book, and this is also right around the time that Campbell had just started doing Amazing Spider-Man covers. First appearance of Moreland's in that same area. So there are actually some really good spec books as far as in that area, but this one right here transcends comic books to beyond that, just because Marvel knew what they had to do and kind of adapted and released this book so quickly to kind of help kids deal with what was going on in the real world, which I thought was a great thing.
Right, and that's a point that they're missing a lot nowadays, because with all the stuff that's happening around the world today, they keep missing the opportunities to somehow address it or go into it. And this one did just that. It didn't really go deep into it, but just the fact that they put out something out there or addressed it somehow was enough for me. So
yes, yeah, and a lot of other places tried, and we'll talk about Ben's great picture towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
That's a little reminder about this, but before we get into the list, guys, make sure you guys go check out where this list is at every Friday. That's comicbookinvest.com for all your comic speculation and collecting needs. Also, make sure you guys go check out Tales from the Flipside and check out some of the other amazing shows. 3 Comic Monty, the Star Wars show Tales from the Dark Side. Check out Global Comic Safari. There's some great stuff going on over there right now. But we're going to get into number 10 this week. And this is a book that I think that was brought up last week on a couple shows, and that is the Milo Manara Wonder Woman variant. It seems like this is on a lot of people's list of like one of those books that they really like, but they just can't get behind. There's something wrong with it, and has to. I don't know what it is. If it's the face or what.
It's because there's something wrong with them.
Yeah,
there's something wrong with them. You mother. Don't make me start to get cussing because this is not my show, so I'm not going to start to cussing. But there's something wrong. If you don't like this, there's something wrong with you.
Milo's timeless.
Yeah, Milo Manara is all. I mean, most of all this stuff is really great, and for him to put Wonder Woman in this type of context is absolutely freaking amazing, right?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, it's because you really can't get your hands on it right now. I mean, it's not expensive or anything like that.
Like $100, right?
Yeah, I mean, you should have got in on it when it was like $20.
I didn't know. It's so many great Milo covers. They had to put that Spider Woman. If they would have just left it alone with the booty in the air, oh man, I still want one with the half a booty. But the way he's a wild dude, and this is tame. This is if you're offended by this,
exactly.
stay the fuck away from Milo.
Exactly.
And Ben, this is a book that you love, right?
Well, I mean, I don't really like. I generally don't like Manara stuff because I think his faces are a lot of times kind of flattish looking. But this is a good. I think I like the color palette on this. I think the color palette works. I'm not really sure.
Where the fuck is she going?
I'm not sure what she's doing or anything like that. But
she's sneaking out of her lover's room at night.
That's what it looks like.
I've been there before, so I feel you, Wonder Woman. I see you, Galgado.
That's what it looks like.
And the fact that this is an Italian-only book, I mean, there's it makes it that much more difficult to actually
foreign
obtain.
delicacy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Ben, can you tell where this book comes from?
It's
Panini.
it's from Panini, Italy. And I'm not sure exactly if it was like difficult to get over there. I mean, there's plenty of them on eBay, but not
right. So 3 months ago, Panini offered this, and in fact, we actually talked about this on Drunken Chat.
That's where
you just had to go to the page, and it was up there for a limited time. And then if you got it, you got in. And then there were some other distributors that were offering it right after that. But we talked about it. It was like 25 lira, whatever it was, which turned out to be like $38 at the time. So it wasn't that expensive going out the gate, but now it's going to get up as more people understand what this is.
It's a fucking shit. I do not remember you talking about this shit.
I definitely remember a lot of people talking about this book in the last about month or so. It feels like so I could see a reason for it, catching $150 raw.
Is it?
Yeah,
wow.
9/8 are 300 plus. So,
wow, not bad.
Oh shoot! And then I need to sell 2 of my copies. Then shit.
Yeah,
see,
there you go.
Lucas be having a sneaky arsenal of shit. Not about it. We got to talk, man.
Listen, we're about to. I hate to segue this way, but this, and I know it's not segue, you guys. I know it's. Yeah. Okay.
It's always going to be Sagu for me.
Yeah, it's always going to be Sagu for me. I'm right there with you. This one is a one that has a lot of people hot and heavy right now. It always seems to whenever you bring something up like this, and it's the previews book, of course. This is previews that has a back cover of the J. Scott Campbell Black Panther. Does that sound right, Ben?
that is correct.
Marvel's previews number 64 from a while ago, and like you said in your article, bring on the hate, because this thing is it was a $2 book, and now all of a sudden it's $140 to $200 raw.
Yeah.
That's no negative Spawn.
Yeah, that's a deep one for everybody out there.
That's all I can say about this is, if you buy what you want, man.
Yeah.
When I buy some shit like this, no, but
hey Mel, if preview books like this take off,
don't you start your shit.
there's a couple of books I have in mind that would be a honest to God preview predating first appearance, and that's what people are after. That's the only reason why people are hot on this one.
I know you're gonna do a fucking slideshow for next week.
But is this one even a first appearance? It doesn't even sound like it's a first appearance. It sounds like it's just a reprinting of her first appearance in the Black Panther title. Does that sound what it's right?
It's the cover. It's the Campbell cover. So right. I mean. Now, CGC denotes that as the first cover appearance of Shuri as Black Panther.
Right.
But I guess she may have had a cameo or in like an annual or something before that. I'm not 100% sure. But obviously the Campbell cover is, the big draw. But I think it took several weeks for this to even pop up just because it's on the back cover. And I don't think, if you did have this, you probably weren't looking at the back cover.
Who the fuck keeps their previews?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
Don't you knock me. I got the original Warriors of Plasm 0 inside of a previews book in my closet right now. And when Plasm hits, boy, am I going to retire.
JJ Maxwell says, ugh, at least when everyone was clamoring for the Miles previews, it was the front cover. But hey, if people want to spend their money, more power to them.
That's how I feel about it. Yo, spend your money, do whatever you want to do with your ducats, man.
I mean, but $200 though. Come on now.
Somebody eating. Somebody, because I know somebody want to stack of these. Somebody eating.
Well, we'll see how it plays out over the next couple of weeks. That's all.
You think about it. I mean, this thing is like 11, 12 years old. I mean, even the Miles preview. I mean, even when that thing blew up, there really weren't that many listed. I mean, you would have thought everybody would have searched every LCS across the country looking for that thing.
Like who sits on these? Like
I don't think anybody does. I think they're all pulped at this point.
Well, as you're talking to me, I've got 3 of them sitting right here next to me.
Of this one?
No, not of that one. Just of different previews.
Oh, different.
I mean, there's certain ones. It's like I don't end up throwing them away, and then 25 years later, I pull it out and I find out that that's actually the inside image with the Gen X preview is actually the first cover appearance. I think it is it's on a flip book of Gen 13, but it's on an inside image book.
Yeah.
Yep, and Jamie, I don't necessarily think that people are saying that this is like a first appearance. I think there's a niche group of collectors that want the first printed whatever. I mean, that's what they like. Brian likes the first printed, work of art, even if it was by when they were 13 and sending in a letter to Wizard. I mean, that's what Brian likes. So I mean, there's a group of collectors for all of this stuff. I mean, I think we just kind of we assume what it is garbage, but I mean, I don't have it. I'm sure I could probably look for a month and never find this. So, people that like those type of things, I mean, that they probably think I'm not going to find it, so I need to buy it. I don't know.
I have the first previews to Beast Wars. Their first appearance in print actually predates everything else in the previews book.
I figured that. There's a reason for that. On to number 8 this week, and this is an interesting book because when I first saw it, I kind of thought to myself, "Hold on, is that something I really want to go try and find and look out for?" Because you guys know me, I'm a big Darth Maul fan, and this is a Darth Maul book.
Wow.
This is the Clone Wars Battle Tales number 3, the Peach Momoko Virgin variant. This one is out of 500. and pre-sold for around 50 to 60, but they sold out instantly from what I hear. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah.
Looks great.
It does. I like it. I like this one. It's one of the few Peach Momokas I like. To be honest, it's not really that great, though.
Right.
The face is kind of weird, right? It's kind of the way he's looking.
Yeah,
but
I don't like that shy ass Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Thing.
Emo Darth.
Emo. I like
His neck is proportionate.
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
He looks like a shy chick at the corner of the bar, trying to get you to come over and buy him a drink. I don't like that Darth Maul, man.
Yeah, I don't like Darth Maul playing coy.
Yeah, except for what you guys are missing is he's actually just chopped the head off of somebody, and he's just looking back like you're next.
Right.
It's not,
That's exactly like every drunk chick at the club. She just shoved her head off of some dude, and she's like, "Who next?" You know.
Yeah.
Come on, huh?
See, but in the immortal words of Nico, with that being said, I like this cover.
Yeah, it's Darth Maul.
Do you like it $200 worth?
Nah, I'm not paying $300. I ain't gonna do it.
No. I respect it. It's just that I don't think this is one. $200 to me is like a put it away for investment type book. I don't think this is the one.
If I see the roll for 150, maybe.
This is a great comment. Like Peach Momoko, the best flipper food, because man, she's flipper food right now. Everything she touches, the flippers are jumping on. And at what point does it start to? And I think we've talked about this before. At what point does it start to kind of drop down?
She has to have carpal tunnel by now.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta find out somebody new who's a new flavor of the month as far as in the art category,
right?
Because everybody's got that short-term memory, and eventually they'll get tired of Peach.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
And then Michael Palmer says that the Yoda Momoko was better. I agree. In fact, it's supposed to be a Ray Momoko that's coming out soon. I forget whether it's normal through Diamond or whether it's a store variant, but there is one coming out there, and it looks pretty good.
Wait. This is a store variant?
This is a store variant. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to get this anyway, so it's whatever.
Exactly.
It's $60 out the gate.
Yeah.
And listen, like I'm not jumping through fucking hoops. The stores you gotta fucking. I'm not doing all of that, man.
You're a human being. You're not going to get it.
Yeah, it's a great cover. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna print one out and I'm gonna put it in the bag of board and act like I have it. That's it.
Well, this next one is new to me. I'm lost in on this one. You're gonna have to explain this one to me, Ben, and that is Firepower #1. It's a Kirkman book. Is this brand new? Is this old? What's going on with this?
It's not brand new. It was last month, I think.
Is it one per store?
One per store.
Yep.
Just like most of those Image books, they put those gold foils and make them one per store, but most of them only sell for like $10 or $15 or whatever. This one's a $60 book.
Somebody's supposed to send me one.
Now, if it's $60 in near mint, I can attest many of these books, these one per stores, arrive with a torn back cover.
I have no idea. I don't even know anything about this book.
I know a little bit about it, and I think that that torn back cover syndrome on a bunch of these showing up. A bunch of guys posting on social media sites talking about the same thing. Hey, does yours have the same tear on the back cover? And apparently, it was more common than believable, really, that such a quality control would happen. But that may be right now one of the reasons why it's pushing near mint copies of this book high.
I didn't hear anybody talking about this, but what is he like? Is this Dragon Ball Z prequel?
It's a Robert Kirkman book, man. So everybody's looking for that next Walking Dead from Kirkman.
He looks like Ken from Street Fighter. That he's doing it.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
He's doing a Hadouken right there.
Yep.
Pass. Montana Rice. Stockton to Malone.
Yeah.
But you know what that means? If I downplay any book,
it's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
And it's in the name.
Yep.
It's in the name.
On to number 6, and this is more America Chavez craziness that's going on right now. I think this was maybe the last character that was to catch fire out of all those group of young characters. I can't think of any other character that's left. And yeah. You might be right. I think you're right, Mel. But
why this one?
Yeah.
Why? All right. Look, if there's a Miss America, I'm sorry. If there's an America book that should be in this place, second print for rarity and sales, it should be nothing but the hip hop variant.
Yeah, that's a hard book to find. Very hard book to find.
The second print hip hop variant was also a percentile qualifier, just like the first one was, making it almost impossible for some stores to get because of that. It was between 150 and 200% of a previous book's order to unlock the ability to just order the hip hop variants.
And
so, yeah.
What's going on with the book right now? What's it selling for?
Okay, so
$195 to $200.
Yeah. So all right. So there's a little bit of a story behind this as well.
So some fuckery afoot.
It sure looks like it to me. There are two 9/8s in the census on this book, and the same seller has both of them. One of them sold a week and a half ago for like $700. Then another one sold yesterday for $1,000. That same one that sold for $1,000 yesterday is back up for sale for $1,000 today.
The same serial number.
Same serial number, same seller, everything.
Oh, listen.
He's not even trying to hide it. Like most people would have like taken like a pen and not really put in the title, hey, there's only 2 of these available. But then you look and, both of them have sold. And, look, they're both from the same seller.
Let me play devil's advocate. Sometimes you just get lazy. You don't want to put the new pictures up. If you got 2 of the same item, you throw the same picture. Sometimes you do that.
But he's got them both. He sold them both.
Right.
So something's not right.
That foot looking crazy, man. That foot looking real fuckable right now, man.
Something is amiss.
Yeah. One of the miss was Stephen goddamn King.
Hey, but the fact that this is selling raw for over $100 is crazy to me. I mean that's a lot.
Market be wild, son. Market be wild.
It is. And these second prints, I do wonder where the cutoff is because.
That's a great question.
Where is the jump off point? Because at some point, these stores are going to stop ordering the first prints because they're
this is what we said earlier. First prints, everything goes back to a circle, bro.
Yeah, I mean something's not.
Second prints are going to go up. Third prints are going to go even higher. Nobody's going to order the first prints, and the first prints will be more valuable. It's a cycle. It's a cycle.
It's very strange.
Watch what happens.
Here's what I'm noticing. There's people who are pointing out that books aren't for sale rather than rare. They're mistaking the two. They're stating that this book is rare just because there's no copies currently available. But when you actually look into sales figures on the books and the data, you have to understand that this is a hot character. All these books are out there. They're just in people's collections. They're not at market. So if somebody's going to do something that's going to bring the books to market, and that's usually involved with having a book that hasn't been to market in a while sell for a price. But there's something else going on with some of these books. And it's also, I'm noticing people who are hyping up like a 1 in 10, and the 1 in 50 sells for pennies compared to what the 1 in 10 does. And it's like, what's going on here? So, like I said my piece about the hip-hop variant being if there was a second print of this book that should be recognized on this list for this spot, it should be the hip-hop variant just off of the sheer rarity of it. But that's not always the case, I guess.
I'm going to say something, and I can say this because I am an actual owner of some of these books, to include this one right here. Why in the hell do we care about America Chavez? Because if you read her, because her story sucks. If you've ever read it, every single freaking issue freaking sucks. And if I ever meet you, Gabby Rivera, in the streets, actually in the alleyway, because I don't want the cameras around, I'm gonna beat that ass because you can do better. You can do better.
They're going crazy on her because of Doctor Strange, and that's probably the only reason why this book is going to get any kind of heat right now. And if she turns out to not be or deliver in the movie, then they're probably going to all come crashing back down.
She should be. I'm looking forward to seeing her in the movie. She should be a badass in the movie. She should like she should be a badass. Like in the cartoon, she's cool, but like in the movie, she should be just a badass, like straight up Latina. The Bronx takes no shit from nobody. That's how she should be.
Well, technically, she's not a Latina. She's just an alien that shoots stars from her fingers, and people can.
I thought she was Puerto Rican.
No, she's an alien. She just looks Latina.
Well, I don't know what to tell you there, man.
She's Latina, so everybody say, "Oh, you're Latina." Look, no.
As soon as Lucas said that, Paul Diggs Comics put up this post. Her powers confuse me. Yeah, they confuse all of us, Paul. They confuse all of us.
She shoots stars from her fingers that she can walk through and teleport to another world, and that's it. She's
like a Puerto Rican Nightcrawler.
Leave it to Mel to simplify things to a way for all of us to grasp.
The biggest character development that she has in the story is that her moms are her moms, that they were lesbians. But I don't know if you can really think because they're not human. So I don't.
Yeah, know. That's kind of grasping at straws, Marvel. But hey, what it is. At least Marvel isn't DC right now. And that being said, let's move on to a DC book that's was on here last week, and I'm really surprised that it's on here, right? Superboy number 9, the first appearance of what is this? Shark? What's his name? King Shark.
King Shark. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And this book is selling for even more than it was last week. Then.
Well, this wasn't on the list last week.
Okay. All right.
But it is selling for crazy. I mean, it's not a rare book, but I mean, it's selling. Near mint copies are selling for $50, $60. 9/8 are $200. The DCU variant sold for $600.
Oh, raw?
No, 9/8.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Superboy fade tight as fuck though.
Hey man, hey. The 90s were a time where the fade and the 2 to 3 lines were a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but usually when you couldn't shut out the barbershop, you didn't want to freaking go out and freaking get a fight. Yeah,
dude, man. I used to get my hair. Speaking of Puerto Ricans, Mel, I used to have the Puerto Ricans used to give me a haircut with a straight razor in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It was some of the straightest shit I've ever had in my life.
For sure.
Just like the Superboys, actually. I used to have that cut.
But yeah, man, the first thing you usually do when you get your fade, man, is you also get your new kicks. You freaking go down to the club, or your grandma gotta drag you to church, man. But you're not going out and trying to get into a fight, man, because everything is freaking brand new. You're like, yo, I'm not getting into the water with this. Nah, man.
Yeah, you gotta see me like 2 days from now, man. Then we can rumble. We can rumble 2 days from now. I got a cut too.
What's going on with this? Is this all because of Suicide Squad hype? I
guess.
I think resurgence
in the first 3 minutes.
That's what's going to happen.
But I think the Shark. I think it's going to be fun. I think everybody's going to like him if he lasts long.
I mean, he was good in the first one.
Who killed a crowd? Oh.
Wasn't he in the first one?
No, you're thinking of the Flash TV show. He was.
Oh, he's in the Flash TV show.
He's in the Flash TV show, and he's also in the Harley Quinn TV show. And I think he's going to last longer on both of those shows than he does in the movie.
Yes. Yeah.
So dig those copies out of your bins and freaking sell them as soon as possible.
I've got one sitting right over here now. We're getting ready to go up.
And hindsight, Zero is a cameo.
Yes.
Man in the comics, like Uptown Fade. Yeah, you know. Like
there is and if you do go for the Zero, there is a 0 hour variant to that with in the like the DCU variant. Mm-hmm. There's a 0 hour variant of the Zero.
Yes.
So if you do want to buy those, either go for the newsstand or the DCU of this, and on the Zero, go for the 0 hour logo.
Yep.
On it.
Yep. Very, very good advice there, especially that DCU stuff. I love those DCU copies. All right, on to the next one, and this is a character I love. I freaking love Larfleeze, and this is Larfleeze, the one-shot Christmas special / variant. This is the 1 in 10 Brett Booth variant. I love this character. I don't know how anybody can not love this character. Great character.
I've never heard of him, but I like him. I like the way he looks.
Hey, I've never heard of it. I will say I've never heard of this book. Did anybody know there was a Christmas special of this?
Yeah, just because of the cover.
I've never heard of this.
He doesn't look anybody that would celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, so I'm all types confused. Like, what's the deal with this? This is not his first appearance. I know that.
No.
So
nope. This is I'm assuming it's just straight rarity. It basically was a $10 book. Now it's a $100 book. I'm assuming it's just.
Oh my God!
Really hard to find.
There's so many Lantern appearances in some of these tie-in books. I don't know if this one's completely void of those, which may also be a reason for it. But I know the Red Lanterns aren't they? Well, we know the HBO show is in works, and there may be something more to this book as a result of what's going on with the Green Lantern show that we're not seeing.
I'll say what I know. I know this. I know that this is a much-loved character for Green Lantern fans. Green Lantern fans love this character. Me being one of them. He's a really good character.
I can see why. Like, he looks good, but what is he? I never heard of him.
So his powers are he creates other constructs of the Orange Lantern Corps, and he wants everything for himself. He's like a kleptomaniac / he wants everything his.
Greed.
That's why it says this is my special. He's always like mine. So he'll like create the constructs, and they're his constructs. You know what I mean? He's always trying to steal rings and shit. He's always trying to steal shit. He's like a collector. And exactly. So I love this
he's
character.
like the green. Yeah, he's like the green. He's like the DC. Yeah, the DC version of the Grinch.
Yeah, he's greed basically. Yeah,
I like him. I am now a fan of what's the fuck name?
Larfleeze. Yep, Larfleeze. Which I believe his first appearance is also the first appearance of the Red Lanterns. Wasn't it Green Lantern 25?
Atrocitus.
2007.
Yeah, with Atrocitus. Yeah,
I like that. I am actively searching for one now.
Yeah. So shout out to Larfleeze.
Shout out to Larfleeze. My man.
Did that just say he's the only Orange Lantern?
He is the only Orange Lantern.
And isn't there only one Blue Lantern as well?
I'm not sure. I can't remember that. I thought that they made other Blue Lanterns during the war, but I don't remember them making another Orange Lantern. They could have.
But the orange color is greed, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I love it.
Nice. I am mad at this. I am not mad at this at all.
And like you said, there's something going on with that series. There's a lot of talk about it. I think that is the one series that if that show comes through, everybody's just sitting on some Green Lantern books because some of those books are really easy to find, or they were.
Like he's like an ultimate dickhead. Like, okay, I'm with it.
Yeah. This next book, number 3, is a cover I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at this cover at all. And this is Spider-Man, the Black Cat Strikes. This is the Gameverse number 5 variant edition. I like this cover. I like it because it's different looking. It's got that game type feel to it, and I love these rare covers. It's Inhyuk Lee. It's a 1 in 25. Yeah, I like it, but I don't know why it's selling for so much. Do you have any idea, Ben?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's just the fact that it just came out this week, and a lot of this is not going to be like one of those. It's a 1 in 25, and I just don't think other than Midtown and some of the big retailers, I don't think most shops ordered 25 copies of this. So
yeah. So yeah, I ordered 25 copies of it, and I sold it to somebody. There's nothing that big that happens in this book, but and once again, this is not one of Inhyuk Lee's best stuff. So
right,
yeah. So for it to go out, and what was the price? Like $60 or something like that. I think it was on the list. This is not even close to what it costs actually if we can get this book. So good luck to the guy, to whoever is getting this, because I don't think you're actually going to get pass ratio on this one.
Interesting. I like that game variant, or the gaming outfit Spider-Man has.
And I think this one's selling on sheer rarity, kind of like Spider-Man Noir #3, 1 in 25 also did.
Right.
Has that came back down to Earth yet? Because I want one.
The Noir, yeah, I don't think it's that terribly high. I mean,
well,
I think it about held.
I sold a raw for $90-something last week.
Jesus,
Jesus. Well, you know what? I will say what's interesting about the suit that she's wearing. It looks like the suit that she actually stole from Iron Man.
So.
So I think that might be something.
I actually really like this cover.
So do I.
I'm with Brian. I like the cover. I think it has that and you know, I don't know, it just has that look of a video game, and it's not over the top, you know, trashy or anything like that. It's just a good looking
Clean.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Peter used to date this chick. Why he still got this chasing? Like, you can just tell her to chill out. Like, yo, can you stop stealing shit?
You never had a crazy ass girlfriend?
It's like Catwoman.
Well, you know what? I mean, they broke that off, but his son, Ben Parker, he's starting something up with a new cat lady that you guys need to keep an eye on. What's her name? Faith Eo? Yeah, Faith Eo. So that's
Well, before we go on to the next book, I want to give a shout out to everybody that helped with this. We're going to be giving away. There's a couple more books we're going to be giving away for this tonight on Drunken Chat, son. Listen, a lot of you guys over at Drunken Chat and the Flipside family gave to this more than I expected. So appreciate it. But listen, you guys, Drunken Chat son crew really came through in a big way, so we're going to give away those couple of those books tonight on Drunken Chat, son, for everybody that gave last week, and a couple of the names that have given to the GoFundMe. So make sure you guys tune into Drunken Chat for the rest of those books tonight. So thank you guys to everybody that did that. All right, on to the number 2 book this week, and I love this cover. This is a gorgeous cover. Beautiful. Something is Killing the Children, number 10, the Christian Ward 1 in 25 variant. Yep. This, you know what, Lucas? You know what I think of when I see this? I think of Lucas going, manga, 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 or manga, manga, manga,
Exactly.
manga, manga.
Exactly.
This is manga, right? Perfect manga cover.
It's think. I mean, look at every single aspect of this freaking who did this? I forget who did this.
Christian Ward.
Christian Ward, yeah. Every single aspect, from the hair to the eyes to the mask to the dildo for a knife. You know what I mean? Every single aspect of this is manga, right? So you can't get away from it. You know, it's a nice piece. In fact, I forget who bought this.
Oh,
DeMeo?
No, it was like 20. Somebody, I think this was 25. Yeah, 25. Somebody bought like 25 copies in order to get.
I thought this was Ward's or Simone.
I thought it was Ward, but it's God Almighty is saying it's Simone DeMeo. I'm not. We'll have.
I don't know. I don't know. I always get my information either off of my comic shop or something like that. So that's.
All might be on point all the time. So
yeah. Shout out to the fans again. Thank you, everybody in the chat tonight. Remember, stay lively in the chat. We got a book to give away at the end of this.
Shout out to Almighty. He be on point, sir.
Yeah. So back to this cover. Beautiful cover. What's it selling for right now?
About the same as that Black Cat. About $60.
Not bad.
I'm buying for 60.
Yeah, I think I might buy in for this. This is a 1 in 25. Also like the Black Cat, right? So. And you said you had somebody that bought in on this, right, Lucas?
Aaron E?
Yep, bought the 25 copies. It arrived late, so it won't be getting here till probably this weekend. And then once I get it, then he'll get it. The 25 copies I sent out, but the incentive didn't get out yet.
Diamond been fucking Drunken Chat, y'all.
Yeah, not just Drunken Chat. I imagine it's everybody's.
I still like the number 8 1 in 25 better. The Decal.
Decal, yeah.
That one is just gorgeous. Where she's standing out in the woods.
Yeah.
That one's just. I love that cover.
I think I got the only 9 in the census
of that book.
Yeah.
That's a sweet cover. I love that one.
Mm.
Well, this whole series has been great from what everybody's saying. The covers alone have been fire. Man, very interesting.
I got to shout out Superman and my man Jack, because they was on this early. They was like, Mel, read it. I was like, man, I ain't reading this shit. I started reading it. I'm still only up to issue 3, but it's a very, very, very good series.
Well, listen, everybody is talking about it. They're screaming this title from the rooftops. So, and they have done a great job on the variant, like John's Box Comics says.
John Box.
Yeah, and 8 is the one, right, with the like bluish tinged swords. Yeah. Ooh, those are beautiful. Man, some of these variants are really calling me back to this Wednesday Warrior game.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Number 1. This is going to be a fun one to talk about with this crew, ladies and gentlemen. Outlawed number 1. This book has been the beat, as Mel said a long time ago. The beat needed to build on this one.
That's a beat build.
Oh, and it's building. I don't know what's going on, but the beat's building, and this book is selling for crazy numbers. Mel, like what?
You got to say it, man. It was me, man.
What did you sell this book for?
$1,900.
$1,900 for a 9.8.
Yep. I tried to sell it on eBay. What about listeners? Dr. J said he was going to buy it, but I say, listen, it's the last chance. Had a couple of people hit me up. I think the highest offer I got on Instagram was $1,500. I was like, nah, stock it to Malone, pass for that. I'm just throwing up on the bay. I asked for $2,500. Old boy hit me back with 18. I said, listen, I'm not trying to play this game. I said 2,000. Came back with 19. I was like, I'm on the way to the post office. I'll take the 19. And
amen.
It is what it is. What it is. It is. Well, and then hold up. The thing I want to mention about this book, and that only a couple of people talked about, is I actually donated a portion of this sale to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And I'm going to challenge everybody. If everybody makes a big sale, like all of us selling books, make back and forth. But you know me, I'm all about giving. You know what I'm saying? So if all my big sales that I make from now on, I'm gonna donate a portion of it to charity. You know what I'm saying? That's only the right thing to do. So
and St. Jude is about as good a charity for every single human being that you can find. I've never ever heard one person ever say anything bad about St. Jude.
Right.
And, well, before we get into like the craziness of this book, there's been some other raw copies that have sold recently for decent amounts. What are some of the other amounts that we've seen this book sell for in the past couple weeks?
380, 550.
362 a few weeks back.
Ultra got shitted on.
362. Ultra got shitted on mistakenly, but I didn't want to air it out. So I didn't want to say, hey, no, he was the one that sold one. And he did have pictures of his book up there.
So I had pictures of the back cover. I had scans of both front and back cover and pictures of every spine break on that book. And some of them were really, really small.
Yeah.
There were a couple of bigger color breaks. The book was a hard 9.2, still a really clean, nice book. And because my auction ended on Saturday and not Sunday, it cost me $200.
But I tell you one thing.
But
out of all the
I don't care. I flipped it. It's fine. It's gone. I paid $30 for that book.
Out of all the listens out there, this is gonna be a very hard 9.8. So God bless to the other communists out there.
Yep.
But I had it. I let somebody else enjoy this book because it's no big secret. I was not a fan of this book. It's no big secret. So I'll let other people enjoy the book. They did what they want to do with their money. They do it. I obviously got bread. Enjoy it. God bless. And those kids at St. Jude's would definitely be blessed.
Yeah. What is the ratio on this book, guys?
1 in 50.
1 in 50. So a 1 in 50 that was also
not ordered.
Out. Yeah, not ordered, right? It was sent out during the early days of the COVID outbreak, right?
I don't know how I got it in my box. I promise you I don't remember buying this book. I promise you I don't remember buying this book.
Well, it doesn't sound like a lot of people got many of them, and I know that a lot of people are waiting for that big shoe to drop, i.e.
that diamond dump.
Yeah, that diamond dump, and they're very scared about that with books like this that didn't have that many orders.
Same thing with Samsung.
Yes,
Samsung book went down the same fucking path.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it yet. So as of right now, this book is. What would you guys do if you guys come up on this book at a decent price? Would you flip it again?
Yeah, get it graded.
Yeah, absolutely, but this is not your typical Wednesday $4 book that you're looking to flip and make a 500% profit on at $20-something profit, or 1,000% profit at $40-something in profit on a $4 book. This is a book now you're going to have to drop some coin to invest into, and Miles, Kamala, and Riri are the future. And if you're not on board with what's happening slowly to the Marvel universe, is we are slowly building the new character base, and it's the future that all of these kids that are, look, we're old now. Let's just be honest. We're the old people in the comic book industry. There is a whole influx of kids who actually think comic books are cool, and they are buying up all of these Kamala, Riri, Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen, all those kinds of titles. So we're watching the future of the Marvel universe kind of take shape, and this is probably one of the bigger books, just because rarity, how many people want it, and the story in it is not bad either. If you actually read what happens, Kamala gets messed up, and that's why they outlawed the kids, is because she gets hurt pretty bad. And they're like, okay, you guys are too young to be doing the superhero thing, so we're going to outlaw this for your own good.
Yeah, but like my man Gary Nestor said, what happens when they get their ability to fight back? They're not going to ban them forever. What happens to this? It's
true, but just think about what we face in the real world right now. As parents, we have to prevent our kids who are, wanting to go out and be adults too soon, just because they don't have the experience. So it's kind of like the same premise, and I see that as kind of the rebellious side of the youth nowadays, wanting to get out and rebel against the status quos and things like that, but still try to do the right thing. So I do see a good premise actually inside the book, but Mel, we talked about this, man. I went to a comic book store for some Transformers variants. I found 1 in 10 after a day of driving around a bunch of stores. This thing was on the wall for $30, and I took it and I brought it home, and then I promptly listed it on eBay that day. So,
hey, God bless the brother who got it for me. Hope you enjoyed the book. I packed it super crazy. It's yours. Do what you want to do. I do think the next 9/8 will sell for more than $1,900. For sure.
That's crazy.
We'll see.
Right. And there is a 750 out there right now. I don't know if it's raw, but I don't know if there's one out there for $750. It's raw, but I don't know if it's 9/8 or not. So
that's a crazy thing.
I'm taking mine and I'm putting it towards my Werewolf by Night. Not Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night Tomb of Dracula 10. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Putting it towards my Tomb of Dracula 10.
Listen, you guys, that's what a lot of people, I think we've talked about this more and more on this on multiple shows. If you guys are able to flip some of these books and put some of that money towards some of those Silver Age, Golden Age books, that's some really good ideas right now.
Doc J, yes, take me back. I don't want to pay a lot for it though, but I want it. Yes, Doc J.
Yes. And everybody in the chat, what do you say? We ready to give away this book, Ben?
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, and I will also say, just as a plug for somebody, when you're talking about young kids, kind of jumping into the hobby, there's a YouTube show called The Treasure Boys. I highly recommend you guys jump over there, subscribe to them. They are hilarious, and they're like 12, 13-year-old boys. Man, I'm telling you, jump over there, Treasure Boys.
What is? Go ahead.
No, I was saying one more thing about the Outlawed. If it wasn't for the Infinity Frame that I added to the listing, the book won the soul. It was the Infinity Frame that made the book sell. So
presentation is everything.
Shout out to Bird City Comics for that. Here's the Treasure Boys for all of you guys that want to check them out. This is the Treasure Boys Comics.
How many subscribers they got?
64.
They got 64. So if you go to their channel, they've got all kinds of fun. Here's one of the boys with his pops, and they talk about collecting comics, and they are a lot of fun. So make sure you guys go check them out.
They wouldn't be appropriate for drunken chat.
No, they wouldn't, but it's still fun to watch. So make sure you guys go check them out.
That's the next wave of collectors. So I love it. I love the fact that they're doing that.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I would have.
Let's give this away.
All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna go,
and everybody can also make fun of me. This right here is me. This is me in 1990, rocking my Miami Hurricanes T-shirt.
They haven't been relevant since then. So.
Yeah,
out there. But I thought it was appropriate with Twin Towers photo from this is from
That's
when I was
scary. Huh?
Yeah, when I was 6. That was from when I was 16. So.
You're like a super skateboard, like you went to skateboard right to Liberty
Island. Young Tony Hawk right there.
It's about the grind the Statue of Liberty.
All right, let's do this. Let me get on the comments section, guys. It's gonna look all crazy here in a second.
But it's for this book right here.
You got it.
And this is gorgeous. I'm telling you, in person, this thing is gorgeous. Greg Horn did an awesome job on this.
All right, we're going to give this opportunity to Lucas here. Lucas, whenever you say stop is when I stop, and whoever is comment that I'm on.
As long as they're still in the chat.
As long as they're still in the chat. So you say it whenever you're ready.
Do we have a wheel or am I?
We don't have a wheel. Nope, you just say stop. You just say stop whenever you're ready.
All right, Brian, stop the muffin wheel.
All right, Jamie Sandoval is the winner. Hopefully,
Jamie.
Yeah, there is the comment, you guys.
Hopefully, comment.
And Jamie had said something earlier. We definitely our prayers go out to everybody in California and Oregon. This fire shit is crazy.
Yeah,
gender reveals, starting fire shot. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right,
Jamie. Jamie, show him your book there, Ben. And Jamie, this is your book. So if you can, please.
Awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful book. So Jamie, go ahead.
Signed by Greg Horn. Oops.
Yep. And do us a favor, Jamie, whenever you get this book, take a picture of it and shout out Wanted Comics and Greg Horn Art and let them know what a beautiful cover it is. And thank you for that cover that they created over there because it is gorgeous.
Hey, and if anybody's won a book on here, they other than JJ Maxwell, they've all went out this week. So make sure you let me know if you got it, because I want to make sure that everything showed up okay. But I had a stack of books that I sent out this week that was enormous, and I finally just got around to doing it. And I was so happy that they actually got out the door. And then I realized that JJ Maxwell's is still sitting here on my desk because I didn't have his address, but.
And JJ Maxwell, if you can, just go ahead and send your address to the Flipside Gmail account that I gave you in the chat, and we should get that out to you. But Jamie, again, go ahead. If you have an IG, hopefully you have an IG, contact Ben on IG at The Wall Comics. You can see it's right underneath his name there, at The Wall Comics. And if you can't get a hold of them there, go ahead and send an email to Flipside or CBSI Flipside at gmail.com. But
is there drunken chat tonight? Of course it's drunken chat.
You guys, there's drunken chat tonight. We want to say again, thank you to everybody in the chat that hung out live with us tonight. And again, thank you to the whole crew that has joined us tonight. Make sure you guys go check out Drunken Chat here shortly. Shout out to Bird City Comics who couldn't be here with us tonight. They'll be here next week. And again, thank you for everybody that gave to the Michael Stout GoFundMe. We'll be running off those books tonight on his Drunken Chat, son. So I will.
Yeah. Thanks, Lucas. Thanks, Ultra, for hopping on with us.
We're gonna continue this this party. Like we had 103 live listeners on Hot 10. Let's continue the party. We're gonna go right into Is Strong in Chat, son. I gotta pee, then we're gonna come right back. We're gonna go right into the
I gotta get some ice and I gotta grab the tequila. So freaking.
And you guys, I'll join you over at Drunken Chat, son, shortly. I'm going to go finish Absolute Geek. And Ben, thank you so much for everything, for writing the list this week. Man. Make sure you guys go to comicbookinvest.com and for all your comic speculation needs. And Joshua Vincent, thank you for taking part in Drunken Chat giveaways and everything that you guys do. You guys in the live chat. Thank you for everything you guys do. We will see you next time.
Next week.